Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to Parenting Collective, the space where overwhelmed meets supported, where sleepless nights meet real solutions, and where we remind each other that parenting isn't meant to be done alone, even if it sometimes feels that way. I'm your host, Donna Mawala. I'm a certified secure sleep specialist, conscious parenting and relationship coach, proud mum of 3 teenage girls, married to my husband Dave, and your go-to girl for keeping it real when it comes to raising little and big humans without losing your mind in the process. Here at Parenting Collective, we get real, raw, and a little soulful. And yes, a little cheeky. Each week, I sit down with experts in their field, from sleep to child behaviour, relationships to self-care, all the stuff that actually matters when you're in the thick of it. No judgment, no perfect parent pressure, just honest chats, expert wisdom, and a whole lot of support. So grab that lukewarm coffee, take a deep breath, and let's figure this parenting gig out together. You're not alone, and you've just found your people. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode. Very excited to share with you the gorgeous Sharné from Grow and Expand Withs. Sharné, I was very lucky to have met her at a business event here in Perth where she was a keynote speaker, and her story just blew me away. Her energy's gorgeous. I just wanted her to share her story. She was a high-powered lawyer over in Queensland, I think she said. Over the time, in a nutshell, she had the pull to change her life. It wasn't working for her. She made some huge, big decisions to change her life dramatically, and she became a personal growth and energetics coach. And she guides to be their most fulfilled and happiest in their lives and their businesses. And we had such a great conversation around life, being driven, being that A-grade person who's just wanting to be a high achiever. And she did all of that and got there and had the money and had everything, and then went, is this enough? Is this all there is? So she shares her story, and I just loved meeting her, love that she's in our space now, my space, and I hope that you enjoy this episode as much as I did. Hello, Sharné, and thank you and welcome to my podcast today.
You're so welcome. How are you, Donna?
I'm so excited. I'm excited with life, the chaos of life, but so much is happening. I don't like calling it my business. I really don't.
Your world.
My world, but it is my business. It's like a family member, but I just love helping parents. I love meeting people like yourself, like sharing all of our wisdom with other women mostly. And I love men. Men are very important, but it's mostly focused on women, mamas, and obviously the podcast is very focused on anything in parenting realm, and you are one. And
I am, fellow parent.
Yes, you are. A little bit of the backstory, which will want you to share, is I'm very lucky to have an incredible women in business women in business, membership that is in Perth, and the amount of incredible women that I are able to share rooms with just lights me up, but also what it is a whole room full of women that want to help each other out. So
yeah,
I'm very lucky you're in Perth, and you're going to tell us about that. But I was lucky to be not only at your table with the speakers. I wasn't a speaker, but I was lucky to be on that table. You were one of those guest speakers, and I just was again blown away with your story that you shared so authentically and real. And again, you are personal growth and energetics coach, but I would really like you to run through your amazing, incredible story and what you can do for people and how important energetics are in our life.
beautiful. Yeah, no worries. So my story probably started when I was born, but kind of came to a head 5 years ago when I, at that stage, owned my own law firm. So the co-partner and I started that firm when I was 27 years old, in
Wow.
fact, and just decided we'd have enough with the corporate world and how it was operating.
Yep.
And 2 females, let's do it. We
Amazing.
built that firm, it went from success to success. We won multiple national awards, competing against some of the top tier firms and coming out at top.
Wow.
We were the first to implement fixed pricing in commercial work, which is sort of unheard of. So on paper, suffice to say, success appeared to be there.
You were totally.
Absolutely.
And also to honor that too, like I know your story. I can't wait for you to share it. But also I listen to that, and I listen with my older brain, and I think it's honoring that incredible woman back then, because you evolve and change, but that quite a successful person at that realm, weren't you?
Absolutely, and totally honoring that because that's the achiever in me. And
Yeah,
that's the achiever that then sort of also overcame all the overwhelm, which we'll go into.
totally.
You know
Yes,
what I
totally.
mean? So, same
Totally.
version. So, honestly, absolutely honor her. Though at the time, she certainly didn't honor herself in all of the
No,
ways that mattered. You know, we get
totally.
conditioned from such a young age what success looks like, and you go after it. And on paper, you hit milestone after milestone. And 5 years ago, I remember getting home one night after another 12-hour workday and totally exhausted, overwhelmed, dead inside is
Mhm.
honestly the best and most accurate description that I can give
And
to how I was feeling.
totally. And how old were you at that stage? And were you a mum at that stage with the business at that level, dead inside? Can approximately age, and were you a mum as well?
31-ish.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So,
And a mum
so
then?
young,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
there was a
yeah.
lot of shame for me around that because you kind of grow up hearing about mental breakdowns as
Yes,
something older, like a
I
midlife crisis.
know.
And I'm like,
Nervous
fuck, I'm
breakdowns. I
30.
know. But that's the high achiever in you. And
It's
so,
the high achiever in
yeah.
me. And yes, so I had two children. Both my children were
Wow.
born at that stage. And so
Oh,
when your pot's already boiling and you start obviously adding to it something as important and all consuming as children, like
totally.
there's no room that
No.
it's going to boil over.
Yes.
So I get home this one night and I just know that I cannot keep going the way that I was. Like,
Mhm.
I kind of remember having three thoughts or moments. It was like, kill yourself,
Mm.
no joke,
I know. I
you know,
betcha. I betcha. So
just
sad.
you're so muddled. You
Yeah.
have no kind of words or sense to put to what's happening, and all you
Hmm.
really feel is shame.
Hmm. Hmm.
The second option, which was definitely the runner up, was pack your bags and fuck off.
Totally. Run
Just
away.
leave everyone.
Yeah. Just get in a car and go and live in the forest.
Leave
Yeah.
them
Totally.
and leave the kids, leave my husband. They'll all be better off without me anyway.
Totally.
And I'm out. Can't
Totally.
do it.
And can I say in that too, just for people listening, and this was like a light bulb for me because being through so much, I've never quite been to the point of wanting to end it all, super close, but I always wanted to run away, like in a van into a forest. And no joke, I would be looking for vans to say like, but I wouldn't have done it. But it was in one of my counselling sessions that the counsellor went, that is actually idealization, a little bit like suicide. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh
I
my
get it.
gosh.
You
So
feel
even
a
though
bit of
I'm not,
relieved by the thought.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So even though I hadn't quite got to that kill yourself, which is devastating in itself, I was made it pretty clear it's pretty close. So you were there. You go.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking options can't go the way
Yeah,
I have been.
totally,
So what
totally,
are the options, you know? Kill
totally,
yourself, probably didn't really, really think of that as an option,
totally. Yeah,
except for the option crossed my mind.
totally.
Evidently went, okay, no, what's
I
next?
do that. Yep,
Run away. I was like, absolutely could just get in my car and not come back. And then the
totally.
third thing was just like, face yourself.
Oh, that's scary.
And,
Yep.
it is. This is the thing.
Mm,
This is why so many people leave it so late and to get to the point that I left it
yeah.
myself,
Hmm.
because it is so incredibly scary that you
Totally.
literally put just facing your own shit and working through it in the same basket as running away from everything you
Mm,
love or ending it
crazy.
all.
Yep. Totally.
And yep,
Yeah, no,
you
and
know,
but I was going to say is exactly that because it's quite painful to face yourself, and a lot of people don't do it, and other things happen. The universe will show it in different ways, but the healing and all the stuff that you'll be talking about is really scary, sad, and painful. So the facing yourself actually can sometimes be the hardest thing, like you said.
facing yourself is hands down the hardest thing at the
Mm,
start
mm,
because you haven't built the muscle.
yeah,
By the time you've learned the tools and the techniques to face yourself, it honestly now is a daily part of everything I
totally,
do. But
totally.
at the start, when I had none of that knowledge or context or tools, it, yeah, it's like the hardest part. It's just to build those tool skills and build that, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, like
once you get
I
comfortable with it, it just
totally, yeah,
becomes
totally,
easy. I
and that's what
forget how hard it was
I
almost.
know. And I kind of have used the phrase of like, once you get through that hell at times, I feel like sometimes it's heaven on earth. And I don't mean my life is heaven because it is very chaotic. I've got three teenagers and we are loud and crazy. But I mean within. Like we've
Yeah.
got something going on really terrible in our house at the moment, and it's really affecting everyone. And I'm really calm, and I'm like, is there something going on here? But what it has been in the one of the been lots and lots of years of it is what it is. Let's process what's going on now, and then and I feel that calmness with the tools. But the tools took 10 years, 5 years, 4 years. I'm still implementing new stuff. So don't be
Yeah.
frightened of it. But on the other side is like heaven. That's what I kind
Yeah, and the
of
tools exist. So I
yeah,
suppose
yeah, yeah.
it's not like at that stage I'd ever heard a podcast that went,
No,
tools
yeah,
exist, because I would
totally.
have felt instant relief by that thought. Do you know
Mm.
what I mean? But
Hmm.
I just had no idea. I had years and years before that of counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists. I had a
Hmm.
traumatic upbringing. So
Yeah.
anxiety tablets, chronic sleeping,
Oh,
all
totally.
of the, and
Shebang.
so I suppose like I just didn't know that there was even
Yeah,
a way
existed.
out because I felt so helpless because everything I had tried in the past didn't work. And I felt like it was me. I was defective.
Oh,
That's
that's
the
exactly.
funniest
But
lol.
this is why we don't face it, because how can it be us, right?
I
And we
know.
all have similar traits of being busy, 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 busy. And then really what cracks us open, and not for everybody, but if you do become a mother, oh Lordy, that is where that egg gets cracked, right? Because we have got independence, work, 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 busy, 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 strong-minded women, trauma from our past, getting the help, but it's not working. And why? Is it going to be us, So then when we have children, it just enough's enough, like you said, it just gets to that full and
Yeah, I
yeah.
reckon your nervous system is just
Oh, it
like,
does.
I physically can't anymore. Your
No,
mind might want
totally,
to, but the body just goes, nah.
totally, exactly. And so explain, that's what happened. Tell me.
Yeah. And so at that night, I have a knowing. The knowing is the gift that I've been given in this life. And I just knew certain things. I knew that no one else around me knew. Like
Yeah,
that was, I really remember that
totally.
moment going, because I remember wanting to sort of think about what are like external options. And I knew that it doesn't lie anywhere outside of me, it
Mm,
lies within.
wow.
And that I was going to have to face myself. It wasn't going to be easy, but that I
Mhm.
would be guided step by step. And sort of that night, it started in its own way,
Wow,
right?
that's amazing. Yeah.
With some a question that was posed to me actually, like through my
Okay.
higher self. It was, do I love or
Wow.
fucking hate myself?
Wow.
That was kind of my first part of my journey, figuring out whether I love or hate myself. But it's
Yeah.
through all of the research, because I was a lawyer back then, that I came across children, how to love children, understood that I wasn't loved properly as a child, got into inner child healing, and then it just went, right?
Yeah.
And
And then
so,
you are a sensational human, and I hardly even know you, but what you're going to share is that even listening to that and now understanding it was your higher self, but people just don't listen to that. And again, higher self, people are like, what are you talking about? You'll explain it, but it is that person that is, yeah, I'll let you
it's the
explain.
higher version of you.
Yeah, but I'll let
And
you explain that. But for you to
yeah, that's okay.
listen, even that little bit, you could go, nah, not doing that. Nah, no, I don't need to know.
Look, and to be honest, to this day, sometimes I clock it and I'm like, nah,
Totally. Yeah.
I'm putting a pin in that one for a future. I'll learn the lesson again because it's free will. We're allowed to,
Totally. But it will
craft
come
our
back and
own,
bite you
but it
bigger.
will.
And this is another perfect thing that I hear these little light bulbs in my life of over the years. And I think, wow, is Oprah Winfrey came to Perth one day and 1 week, and I went, and I love her, right? And it was the first time I'd heard this analogy. I'm sure you would have heard it before. She goes, you'll always be warned when your life's going to fall apart or something bad's going to happen that you have control of or whatever. And she goes, it starts off with a raindrop. And you think, oh, it's going to rain. Oh, no, it's not. It's fine. And then it's a bit of a storm. And then you put an umbrella out, up, So then it comes back again. It's exactly the same thing. Then a pebble's thrown. Oh, that's hurting a bit more. You've had the warning. You get the next warning. It's a rock. Next saying it's exactly the same lesson, but you're not listening. But then your whole world falls apart. And that can be health, that can be losses, that can be job losses. And you go, poor me. Like, I just didn't hear that coming or see that coming, but you did. So you
You
got to
definitely
listen.
did.
You got to listen and listen. And you might not get it at the first raindrop, but maybe by the rock in your head. And I see this so much as a lived experience with people around me, myself, and working with families. But you started that listening to the raindrops.
Absolutely.
Mm.
So I did. And from that moment on, I'd say 70% of the time I listened. Like to this day, there are some things that I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'll go around the roundabout
Totally.
again. Like not ready,
Totally.
current self, not going there, you
Totally.
know. But so just following this highest knowing in myself, I always knew. And then obviously as you follow it and it works out, you start to trust yourself and you
Yeah.
start to trust the knowing. So the
Yeah.
only way to ever take the big um, steps into following that knowing is really to trust it. And the
Yes.
only way to trust it is not by going from small to big. It's
No.
from small to a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, and you build the
Baby steps.
relationship.
Okay. Yep.
And following this higher self, it led me through my entire healing journey. So led me to the exact right coaches, the exact right bodies and types of works, exactly the patterns within myself that I had
Mm.
to
Mm.
obviously face and
Mhm.
process and
Yeah.
lovingly meet and hear. And parts work is so fascinating. It's like these parts that come up in you, and all you have to do is see, hear, acknowledge with
Mhm.
compassion and love. But
Yeah.
then when those parts start telling you, you
Yeah.
know,
Totally.
your role in their grief and suffering and
Totally.
abandonment,
Mm.
it's like you're like, oh,
Anger, loneliness, like
yeah,
dislike for people, like so many things through that journey, isn't it? Like to get that clarity and not putting a lid on it, because what we tend to do as humans, when it hurts too much, we stop it.
yeah, we
Not going
avoid.
to more counseling, don't want to go down that path. A lot of humans do that. A lot of people in my life do that. I do not. I'm like, okay, let's go into this storm.
The
This
quicker
is
you
the
go in, the
beauty.
quicker you come out. It's like the
Totally.
bulls, or there's some
Yep.
animal, I don't know whether it's cows or bulls or
Oh no,
whatever,
it's the buffaloes or the
buffaloes.
something, wasn't it? Or
They
something
go
like that.
straight into the rain because they come
Yeah,
out quicker.
that's right. I heard
Yeah.
that. I thought, oh, and they face it and they go into it. Yeah, I've heard that, and it's true. And all of these beautiful analogies that we hear, it all keeps coming back to amazing people, like you said, connecting with the people that helped heal you on your growth healing journey. But to know the real reality is we're not 100% going to sit in that all the time. I
No.
quite often go, oh my gosh, I know I should have listened to that, and then whammy, and I go, okay, all right, that's the lesson, rather than, oh, poor me, I'm the victim. It's okay, that's the lesson. How do I learn from that? So getting back to that, on that sort of night, that first drop where you're like, I've got to figure out yourself. What did you do? Like, what was the biggest thing then you decided to do at that moment?
So the next day, I called my business partner and told her I wasn't coming in. I told my husband that I'm going away for a week on my own.
Yep.
I packed my bags. I went to the Gold Coast at the
Yeah,
time,
good.
booked myself
Yep.
into a unit, a whole week of just
Yep.
me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
I've got a painting that's hanging up. I can't show it, but I did paint by numbers throughout
Oh,
that
cute.
week.
Yeah.
I stopped drinking. So that knowing
Yeah.
was equally stop drinking while
Yeah.
you're going. So now in hindsight, I know why I had to stop drinking. I didn't know
Yeah.
at the time because I wasn't an alcoholic, but the
No, no,
reason
yeah.
was I drank to numb, and to heal, I
Totally.
needed to feel and face. And so that
Totally.
was,
I'm definitely on
um,
that journey. I've been on that journey still, Ellen.
I got my first ever tattoo that holiday.
And what's at a heart?
It's a love heart, but tattoos is like taboo in my
Oh, gee.
upbringing.
Crazy you.
And I suppose, like being, it was only 1 week in, I'm in it. It was just
Good.
so powerful. I just
So
could
good.
feel that connectedness with myself after that week. And
Yeah.
I could feel that I had space to breathe and
Yeah.
just be me. And there was
Mhm.
no expectations around. So with
Yes.
all of that removed,
Yes.
there was no place to run or hide. It was
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
Right. And so then from there on, it just kind of kept flowing. Like I said, I spent a lot of
Right.
time in research,
Yep.
understanding first and foremost the concepts.
Yep.
And then when I learned the concepts, it got me probably about 5 months into my healing journey.
Yep.
Then at that stage, I was like, the mind can only take you so far and not far
Yeah.
enough if you're fucking
Totally. In it
wounded
all the
like I
time.
was,
That's
you
right.
know?
Yeah. Mm.
Like my mind had capped me out, but that was incredibly important for me to know because I never would have walked into a inner child healing anything if I didn't understand that what happened to me in childhood was abusive and emotional neglect, etc.
Yep.
It's only because I knew that I felt safe enough to try these modalities, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Totally.
Which is
Yeah.
now why when I work with people, I can explain it so well. That's one of my key
Totally. Yeah.
strengths. I explain the concept; they feel safe enough to then do the
Amazing.
work.
100%. And the thing is, you're exactly right, with using modalities. I think I've used everything in my that you can think of, and I've done it, and not be frightened of that. Where a lot of people are, oh, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, okay, don't. But a lot of it's been understanding, all of it comes back to your inner child and what happened. Now, when people hear these conversations that I have about my childhood a little bit, and obviously you're tipping into yours there, it doesn't have to be traumatic to have these feelings too, because when I'm in these big groups or I have these conversations and I talk about big T's, little T's, big traumas, little traumas, for me with all that stuff, I'm like, I wasn't traumatized, but understanding that I absolutely was emotionally abused and had to heal from that, with my dad, not my mum. But don't just think, oh, my childhood wasn't that bad, because,
Well,
you
fun
know,
fact,
yeah,
every single
yes,
adult
totally,
on this planet
100%.
could not have been met in the way that they
100%.
required.
Authentically themselves. You don't know as a parent what your authentic baby personality is, but they're born like that, right? The babies are born unique and they've got their personality already ingrained with them, and it's our job to support and nurture that. We do the best job as we can. It's not blaming our parents, it's understanding they did the
No,
best
it's
that
just
they
not
were at.
perfect. It is what it
Not
is. It's the
perfect.
world we live in.
Totally. So it's like, as an adult, getting back to your authentic inner self with the understanding of the trauma, non-trauma difficulties, having the best life ever that makes you feel like a shit person because your mum was perfect. Like, could be a whole million of different things. So when I talk about this stuff, you don't have to sit there thinking, oh, that's not me. I
No, that's everyone.
that's
Every
right.
single
I
body.
know, I know. I was saying
Uh,
today in one of my mentor groups about this with parents, and I had heard this woman. I don't know where it came from. She was a young woman, and and because we're talking about messing up your kids, and we're gonna, no matter what,
we're
we can't get
gonna.
it right. Just have lower expectations. And this was a true story, and she was sharing her story. She goes, "I am in counselling for." She had to take a breath. She goes, "My mum, on paper and emotionally, and everything is perfect. Perfect. And I cannot fault her at all. And it's not her fault, but I can't, I'm going to counseling because I can't meet up to
Measure up.
my own expectations because their mum's so perfect would never make her feel bad." And I thought, oh, that's another light bulb, because
Yeah, it's
it
just
doesn't
another.
matter the situation. Authentically, as a human being, as you land on earth, um, it's not going to look the way that our parents are trying to raise us, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. I think it comes down to, in my experience, that we go through life from the minute we're born to now, and we had emotional experiences of various sorts and degrees. And the thing that our society is getting better at, but absolutely did not nail up until still
Oh,
not
no,
nailing, but
not
getting
nailing at
better,
all. It's new. This
is
emotional intelligence is
processing
new.
emotions out, seeing
Yes,
the emotional
totally.
cycle through. And so then, whatever experiences it was, if you weren't guided to the tools and then learned for yourself how to actually just process them without assigning meanings that doesn't really have those meanings that you're assigning to
Totally.
them, and just letting it flow, and like
Sounds
that's
so
where it
easy, doesn't
comes
it?
from.
I
Do you know
know.
what I mean?
And I feel like, again, as I was saying this morning, I feel like I'm the a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not at the end. I'm not dying or anything, but I have lived such a life at the age of 50 that I've been through all of this trauma and all of this stuff and been a good mum and screwed up my kids. And now they're 20, 18, and 14. And so with the conscious parenting and all of this stuff, I'm aware. So why I'm bringing up this story is having the three girls. The first was very compliant, right? I could say and do what she want. She was fine, right? We thought she was fine. As she's got older, she wasn't. Middle one came out of the womb with her fingers up saying F you, right? Lovely, amazing, love her, she's amazing, but she's been our biggest teacher. Is that when she was little, so that, toddler to 12 or whatever, we tried to fix her, right? So she
Yeah.
had anger. Now, that wasn't our fault. I mean, I've had to deal with my guilt with that, our fault or guilt ridden there. I'm not judging anyone or whatever, but society would have told us and shown us that she needs to be quiet. She needs to not argue back. She needs to not have tantrums. She needs to be good at sports. She needs to be. And so as parents, we feel like we're failing because you've got a screaming, yelling kid. Now, reflecting back now with emotional intelligence, conscious parenting, the change in our family over the last 4 or 5 years through this, she's allowed to be angry. She's not allowed to be mean, nasty, and rageful and want to hit us, but she's allowed to be angry, and we let her
Well,
have
she's
that.
allowed to want to hit you. She just can't hit you.
Totally not allowed to do it. She wants to hit me for sure.
Yeah.
Or she wants to
You
slap
know,
me.
I
As much.
sometimes I want
Oh,
to bitch slap people, and
oh,
I'm like, that's fair. I
oh God,
can see
I'm
why,
in.
Sharné. Just
Oh,
don't.
but I have I call it my speech bubble, and I'm like, oh, I'd love to slap you right now, but I don't. I don't,
I
and I
call
haven't.
we call it intrusive thoughts in our
Oh, there
family.
you go. There you go.
And you
Fine.
know, like, so now the kids are even in on it, and Aubrey's like, I'm having an intrusive thought, Mum. I want to kick Sissy, and I'm like,
That's
that's
right.
okay, babe. We
So
all have them. Just don't kick
totally,
her.
totally, and
Maybe
that's
go kick a pillow if
beautiful.
you need to.
Uh,
Go
and
run outside, scream if you need to.
totally. And now that you can speak, you are blessed, true in a way that, and why I can help other people now is I've been through the torture from it, and now it works. You've got little kids that you can have these emotional, intelligent conversations, and they'll grow from it and know that anger's normal. Go scream in a pillow, normal. But we weren't. I wasn't allowed to do that. I wasn't allowed to talk
No,
back. I wasn't allowed to have a voice.
obviously not. We were not allowed
Yeah,
to basically be ourselves at all.
at all. Not. It was actually just removed from me. So all
And
of
even
that,
worse for our parents, if you think about it, they not
yeah,
only were they not allowed to be themselves, they were forced to go to wars,
yes,
to the women had to obviously go and do the nurturing and the
yeah,
nursing and all that type of thing.
abuse,
Their
yep,
husbands had to leave, the
yep,
men had to fight. They
hmm,
come back, they traumatized from being on the, whatever you call it,
yeah,
border.
in the war, yeah,
Thank you,
yeah,
yes.
in the war.
Then they come back, the wives obviously, like, those two have to integrate this. It's just, yeah, like, we've got
It
it
wasn't,
better,
yeah,
our kids are going to have it better, but I
yeah,
fucking guarantee you
yeah,
that if the healing journey has showed me anything, it's that every new layer just reveals another layer. So they'll
100%,
just have to then keep doing it. That's the
totally,
journey, and I've just
totally,
come to a beautiful place in myself where I'm
yeah,
like,
me too,
enough.
me too,
Enough.
me
So
too.
what do you want, Sharné?
Yep,
I have always wanted children. I've
yep,
wanted laughter. I've wanted happiness. I've wanted joy. I've wanted
yeah,
play.
yep,
So in every moment now, that's my fucking goal. We
full
sit
stop, full
and
stop,
something happens, that my goal is in that moment to just
yeah,
be present with
yeah,
that love and laughter and
totally,
joy. I mean, you
yeah.
can't always, obviously, but then
Oh,
I try
totally
to,
not,
then I
yeah,
go, how lucky am I
yeah,
that I get to have both of my kids
oh,
here and
totally,
they get to have these Barneys,
I
and I
know,
can hear myself and see myself and remember my
totally,
brother and all the human dynamics. And it's
yeah,
just allowed me to be so much lighter about it because nobody can control the future. We can't
oh,
change the past. We
totally.
can just change our relationship to the present.
Now.
What do
And I
you want
know
from it?
all of this
Take
totally,
it from it.
totally. And also, the thing is why I share my story so openly. I absolutely screwed up, but I have a really kind heart and I always have been, and all that sort of stuff. So, if you look at me as a person, you would think, oh, lovely, calm, happy kids. Absolutely not. It's the opposite. So, then as they get older, it's for me, every day is when I say low expectations, it's not mean about life. I'm very
No,
high
no,
happy
Jimmy.
life, but baseline of kids are going to school, kids are happy, and they're going to work. So you've got to have the boundaries. You can't be just like, oh, my life's so great and we can do whatever we want. Doesn't work like that. But that slowing down, keeping in the moment, in the now, in the day. Don't think about the future because that causes anxiety. Don't think about the past. It causes depression. So in the now with the movement that we're going to grow together, and that's what you can do, which is amazing. So yes, we keep diverting because that's my fault. There's so much to talk about. So you started on the journey, amazing, sort of 5 months into it. Then what?
So then I come across my, to this day, spiritual guide and healer. So
Mm,
Maz de la Serna is her name. I went to a retreat, a 3-day retreat. At this stage, I'd say to my higher self, okay, obviously I'm stuck, like I'm at the next point and I don't know how to move past it. And so then I knew something was coming, but I didn't know what to look for. And I was on social media, this retreat come up, I scroll fucking past it, which is my cue at that stage to,
yeah.
ooh, what
Too
are you
much, too
running
much.
from?
Yes.
Scroll back, just have a read.
Yeah, that's so
I
funny.
go to this retreat and Maz teaches me tools and techniques. So that's inner child healing,
Yep.
right? And breath work and
Yep.
energy clearing. So I clear
Yep.
my own energy field.
Yep.
And it's just changed my entire life. Like a
Yeah.
year after that, I had worked through whatever it is that I needed to get to this place where it's I just can only describe it as enoughness. It's enough.
Yeah, yeah.
It's enough. It's
You
good
can't
enough.
go.
I'm
Yeah,
enough. I'm good enough. What I
totally.
have is enough and it's good enough. And again, it
Yeah,
doesn't speak to my determination in how I want to
no.
pass this on to
And I
others.
love money
I'm
and I love all
so
that stuff.
correct.
Totally. I
It's
like nice
beautiful,
stuff. Yeah.
but I'm not, my relationship with those desires aren't from a place of need or
No,
lack. And so
no,
it's not coming from, it's not loaded energy. It's
no.
playful, it's
Yeah.
enjoyable.
It's
It's doing the
lovable
shit
at
I
that.
like that lights me up. And that's
Totally.
the space.
Yep. Love it.
And
Love it.
so obviously at this stage, I'm still a lawyer and I'm
Yeah.
clocking that it's not a vibe. One, my business partner and I at that stage, well, I'm going on a massive journey.
Oh,
When two people connect, they can only connect sort of if they
oh,
are on the
totally.
similar
Yeah.
frequencies.
Yeah, totally. That's
So
huge.
I'm growing and healing. She
Yeah.
doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Back then, I suppose, well, not I suppose, back then, I was definitely still in the phase of, how dare you not heal with me kind of thing.
Yes. Totally
Definitely,
been there.
you
Totally
know.
been there. Yep.
And she's like, oh, Sharne, or the Almighty, and the friction
Oh,
and the, you know, without saying it as judgmental, when you start on the
totally.
healing journey, you can see toxic behaviors for what
Oh,
it is, and it's unpalatable.
it is.
It
And
becomes unpalatable.
you know what I call it? Is I feel like it's a positive, two positive magnets can't click.
Yeah,
That's energetically wise for me. The more and more I live this life, I feel like I'm plugged into the universe. It's correct. I laugh daily of like, oh my gosh, you just placed that in front of me. Thank you so much. Whereas I'm like, oh, did you really? But when I'm now around people, straight away, I feel like my body goes zoop, and I just
yeah.
really
You
have
just
nothing
know.
to say. But I'm so in tune with that. But years and years, I was a people pleaser that was positive magneting everywhere, in a
Yeah, yeah,
very, very energetically not aligned,
yeah, yeah.
and but now it's like this force. So I mean that sounds a bit dramatic, but the more you tune into this and not frightened because it's fear, like that was working really well, and you were both energetically in line, and this happens in
Well,
marriage.
we were both on the exact same
Yeah,
frequency, just doing shit the
totally.
exact same way,
Yep,
getting external results that was
yep,
amazing.
yep.
But my
You were
higher
changing.
self and inner
Yeah,
self went no more. Hers didn't.
yeah.
And I
And
can now
majority of people,
respect the
totally,
absolute fullness of that.
totally. Me too.
And but at that stage, obviously that had caused friction in the
Yeah,
partnership.
yeah.
And every time I'm like, we can't do this, we can't do it that way. This is not the right way with employees. The that everything that
Friction.
kind of played out. And then on top of that, the law is lower vibrational. And
Yeah,
if you want to be low vibrational, fucking power to you. I
totally.
want to be high vibrational, power to me.
Yeah,
And it was a mismatch. So
yeah.
I sold out. I sold out of the
Yeah,
firm.
wow. Wow.
I'd equally couldn't believe in all reality because remember, I was incredibly intellectual and only
Yeah,
intellectual up to that point.
yeah,
I
yeah,
couldn't believe that a system that I tried to seek helpful shit I was suffering my whole life
yeah.
couldn't fix me. And I'm
I
doing this,
know.
but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, it's external. It's that
and
external
that
validation, isn't it?
there was this lady called Maz with these tools and these practices that I knew was truth as she was teaching them. There's some stuff she did that I didn't align with, but who cares?
Yeah,
80% I did.
yeah,
And then as we then, as I knew this existed and it changed me, and I'm looking around seeing so many people in the same position, I went, well, fuck it. Obviously, I need to tell them. Like,
yeah,
obviously, I need to
yeah,
tell them and I can show them, and
yeah,
I've done it. And so it
yeah.
just made sense to
Happened.
then become a personal growth coach. And then that was a
Totally.
journey of evolution.
Yeah, amazing. And again, we could talk forever, but that's why I love the depth of your story, because you are that white picket fence,
Yeah.
of what we live in, and and if you weren't that, you're failing, right?
Yep.
Only go to uni. Like again, my husband, high achiever, super intelligent, physio, honors in everything. He just cruised through life at that age because his parents valued that, and that's what a lot of parents still do, right? And society. So that was your validation, that was your love. And so to break away from that and into this new realm,
Which, by the way, everyone fucking hated
totally,
because
they
there
still
was
do.
not one healthy person in my
They
corner at
still
the time.
totally. I don't have that either. And I mean, I love all my people, but and I mean people from 20, 25 years, but that's exactly what happened to me. It was like what you're explaining with the business, is that I just love them and I love them dearly, but my vibration just so changed so much. I was really happy where I was going, even though it was hurting. But you know, what I'm trying to get to is there was a loop around of loneliness and like I'm going to have no one in my life, to coming back to looking at things differently. So those people that I care much about, this looks different. You know, for a business, that's not going to all of a sudden going to be on the same page, because a lot of people live like your partner. Majority of humans live like your
Agreed.
partner.
Agreed. Couldn't agree
Mm,
more. Yes.
mm.
And I mean, I had obviously the exact same experience too with every single person I loved at that
Yeah,
stage.
me
And
too.
I mean, I still love them. And I only
Totally.
probably dropped off about two or three where I went,
Yeah,
nah. The
totally fine.
rest,
Yeah,
absolutely still love,
yeah.
but the frequency of interactions, what I interact with them about,
Oh,
how I interact with them has
totally.
changed. But that loneliness piece is really important to touch on
Yeah,
because it is obviously when you've your entire life sought all of your worthiness and love from the outside in, the
totally.
threat and fear that
Hmm.
when that crumbles, you're nothing is
Yes.
so all consuming. It's
Oh my
this like
God.
weird abstract fear that just literally
Totally.
shuts your whole system down.
Totally. And a
But you know
people
what
pleaser.
changed it for me was it started with inner child healing, but parts work. Because as you start
Yeah.
delving into all these
Yeah.
bits, I started becoming my own best friend. And I
I
don't joke. Like it
I'm
was like
totally my best friend.
I'm laughing, I'm giggling,
Totally.
we're like chatting. I make a joke off and I'm like, if this was 40 years ago, we'd be locked up for fucking schizophrenia right now.
Totally would. And that's no joke there. We talk about witches. They were burnt at the stake because all we this is just innately human beings, and it's got lost because people were frightened of it. So they were burnt at the stakes. They were put into loony bins. Not everybody, but you know. So it's scary in itself to delve into this. But
It
where
is.
you've got to and where I have is I love my people, but I never ever talk about any of this. And if they looked at my Instagram or listened to my podcast, they'd know this part of me, but they don't. They
They
know,
don't.
they know a
They don't
little
want to
bit.
know.
I do not converse about this at all. And that's, yeah,
Yeah.
totally fine. Love
Yeah.
them for that. I have tried to converse in it and it just doesn't move through. That's totally fine. So, you
I
know,
had a massive period where I tried to convince everyone to stop being
yeah,
dickheads,
that's right.
and that broke me again nearly. And
Totally.
so
And then
then,
you're
but
back,
that
yeah,
was the lesson. The
totally.
lesson was keep attaching yourself and your survival and thrival, probably not even
Yeah,
survival, thrival
right, yeah,
on others. It's not, that's not true. You can thrive
yeah,
on your own. And I
totally.
did. And I
Totally.
can,
And you can, you do.
And
And
then
being,
obviously you meet like-minded people. And now I'm surrounded by all
yeah,
sorts every day.
totally. It's
And
so
I don't
beautiful.
need anything from anyone anymore because
No.
I'm so certain about who I am, what
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
about, what
Yeah.
lights me up, my
Yep.
enoughness,
Yep.
that, I definitely used to look in every part. What can I get for me, like
Totally. Yeah.
emotionally?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm,
totally. And that's drinking and that's partying and that, not even going to delve into that too much. But I look back at different versions of myself and I honor, but I'm like, oh, poor you back then. But again, it's a life lesson. And I think the thing is, there's so much to talk about. But like I said, you are the epitome of what a parent would want and as a woman to do. So highly intelligent, lawyer, killing it, right? But
yeah,
I think what I took from that and what people will take is you are a successful, amazing, incredible human that had to be torn down to find herself again. And now you have a very, very successful life in something that's got nothing to do with law or intelligence, book intelligence, and you're thriving there. So the other thing that is you are proof. So for me, if we're going to talk about this stuff and all the stuff I do over the last 20 years and what I'm doing now, you are a proof of proof of a woman, a human who's done the work to be highly successful on paper, been kind of broken, or very broken.
100% broken.
Yeah, really broken to smash
Because to find
smithereens.
success, right?
Yeah, totally. And you know what it is? It's your inner work because when things, like I said, with what's happening in my life at the moment, the old me, even 2 years ago, probably wouldn't be coping very well. But my new me is like, this is life, I believe. And I really also want you to try and explain, and this might be really tough for people that may have never heard of this. So let's think about that too. How would you describe when you keep talking about higher self. So someone who's never heard about that, which again, none of my family or friends, if I said I work with my higher self, they would laugh, spit their drink out. And that's cute. I love them. So if you're going to explain that to my friends and family, what would you explain your higher self as?
Pick the one moment in your life where you knew something was off and it turned out it was.
Yeah.
And there is not a person
Gut
that
instinct?
hasn't had that. No,
Totally.
it's not that's
No?
not a gut instinct.
Okay.
Like our human mind might want to label it as that.
Okay.
My
Okay.
human mind has labeled it as my higher self. I
Yep. Okay.
mean, what it is,
Your
it's a
instinct?
part
That
that
instinct?
you can label it, I
Feeling?
suppose. The human mind will want to label it in a number of
Yeah,
different
no, I
ways,
don't know.
right?
I'm just saying for someone who doesn't get it and tangibly needs to understand what we're talking about, because I know what you're talking about. I have
Yeah,
conversations,
but if they go back into that
okay.
moment for themselves, they'll feel it. It's
Oh,
not
gotcha.
something that you
Right.
can externally kind of explain,
Okay.
right? But
Okay.
when you
Right.
guide them to that moment, and every one of your listeners and anyone everywhere will be able to close their eyes and after 5 minutes go, there was that time. Ah,
Yeah.
that's it.
So
That's it.
can you repeat that sentence again? So to figure out how to use your higher self, because they are our best
To
friends.
start building the
Start
relationship,
building the
yes.
relationship with your higher self. So it is a energy or whatever. I'm not going to mess it up. Please ask that question again
Yeah,
for
that's okay.
the
So you
listeners.
close your eyes and you go
Mhm.
back to a time when you knew something was off,
Yes.
and later on it turned out in evidence that it was off.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, it's the knowing before the evidentiary knowing,
Sure. Gotcha.
for
And
lack of a
really,
better
yeah.
term. And
And
really, like if you wanted to put descriptive words around it, it's the part in us that knows the way forward and knows better, that is not the part that chooses the quick fixes and the
yeah,
easy things and the
totally.
comfortable and do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? The safety.
As
It's
we
that
do.
other part in us that knows, but we just don't want to.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
to really energetically connect anyone into
Mm.
that, I do it in every session with every client. I
Great.
ask that question, and there's not a person
Awesome.
that's ever not
So,
gone,
and
oh,
also, yeah,
and then
circling
they
back
start
to,
thinking of more. And I'm like, and it's not always that loud. That is, you allowed it to get incredibly loud that
yeah,
time.
yeah,
But that's the
beginning of it. Yeah.
yeah.
Which will come back to the show notes and how people can work with you, because that's how they're going to be able to do it. Because for me, again, all the modalities that I've used over the years, I did not become this person with one person all by myself. I mean, I can't even list how many. And I'd get to a point sometimes in these journeys, and I'll do it again, I'm sure. And I'll go, oh, I've been to everything and I'm feeling this way, but I feel like I need something, and it'll come and it'll be the right thing. So be open to all of that too. But starting with you obviously is number one.
Well, my number one thing I say to anyone and everyone is, anyone that teaches you to understand yourself and work with yourself better, that's a tick.
Totally.
That's it. So there
100%.
is then there's modalities after modalities that
Yep.
allows you to do that. But
Yep.
then there's so many people that, oh, do you know
Oh
what I
yeah, that
mean?
doesn't
Or
work. That does not work.
no, it's
Yeah.
guided to, it's already in you. It's in all of us. Some of
Totally.
us have just
Yes.
gone further to understand it better. So
Yes.
now we can teach
That's right.
others how to go
100%.
about understanding
Yeah.
that in
And when I
themselves.
totally, and when I talk about modalities, it was way past any of the counseling and stuff. This was actually energy healing, like Reiki or all the other things, crazy things that I've done, but they've all been crazy in a good way. And it all comes back to energetically, it's about you
It's
within,
energy. It is energy.
you know?
So one of the most profound shifts. So my mind can acknowledge a lot of these patterns, right? And the lessons. And then I feel these emotions come up. But if you don't know what to do with the fucking emotions, guess where
Yeah.
they stay?
Yeah.
So breath work and energy healing. So I'm Reiki qualified, but
Okay.
when I do breath work and energy healing, I'm spirit guided. Like we can all do it.
Yeah. Just do
Energy is
whatever.
energy.
Totally.
We are
Yeah.
all made up of
Yep.
energy. There is
Absolutely.
lower vibrationals, there is higher vibrationals, and you
Sure
can,
is.
with your intention, because it's the observation effect in quantum physics,
Yep.
you can literally intentionally go into that energy and you just re-alchemize it. You release what doesn't serve, you activate what does. It's so powerful, and
It
it
is.
just changes months of mindset work in
Yeah.
like 5 minutes of shifting.
Totally, totally. And having someone hold their hand like yourselves is what people need. You know, it's what I needed through all of that. And I didn't know you existed. And maybe you weren't even in this space when I needed you, but you are there now. And it really is not scary. It shouldn't be scary. It's exciting. Like, I don't want people to think, oh, God, sounds a bit much, but it's actually so exciting. And I think the quicker you get to it, the younger you are, the better life's going to be for you, you know, because it's just being in tune with your inner self, all of that. Now, just quickly, because I know we're running out of time, and you did tap into it a little bit, how much has this shift, energetic work, continue to do the energetic work on yourself every day and with clients, supported you in parenting? I know.
It changed everything.
Yeah,
You
totally.
know, like
Patience, sort of like
well,
understanding.
further than all of that, right? Because
Yeah.
those are all kind of external outcomes. The bottom
Mhm.
line is I couldn't enjoy being a mother. I fucking
Mm.
hated it.
Mhm.
It burned. It was uncomfortable. I
Yeah.
was constantly worried I was going to fuck someone up, do something
Yeah.
wrong, and
Yeah.
then I would fuck them up and do something
Yeah,
wrong because I'm
totally.
trying to like control how I'm showing up.
Yeah,
And I just couldn't
totally.
enjoy these two beautiful kids who, by the
Totally.
way, can't be wrong. I can
Yeah.
only project that they might be wrong based
Yeah.
on me and then literally
Totally.
project the very thing into them
Yes.
that I don't want to happen.
Oh my
And
God.
it's this fucking cycle. And I
Totally.
feel like I'm in eggshells. And now I just can enjoy them. I can
Yeah.
enjoy being a mother. I can enjoy having a
Yeah.
family. I can enjoy having money. I can enjoy going to the beach. I can
Yeah.
enjoy their laughter. I can enjoy their fights. I can
Yeah.
enjoy their humanness.
I know.
It's light.
I know.
And so, like,
I know.
I've always wanted to be a mother.
Yeah, me too.
And before my healing, that sure as shit wasn't the motherhood I was fucking
Yeah.
envisaging when I
That's
was a
right.
kid.
Yeah.
And now it's like I get to be a mother.
Yeah.
And I throw tanny sometimes and then I enjoy it. I'm like,
Totally.
ooh, this is my time to throw my tanny like my mum
Totally.
did. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
And this is
totally.
my time to set my
Yeah.
boundaries and they'll get their time when they're
Yeah.
older. And like,
Totally.
I just get
I
to
love it.
enjoy it. You can
I
see
love it.
how I light up when I
I
talk
do. I
about
love
it.
it. I love it. And, you know, again, mine has been a longer journey because my kiddos are older and I'm older than you, but it's not, you know, not saying I know more. It's just that I've been here. But I wish I knew it when I was your age because I was so in trying to fix. Everything needs to be good, blah, 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 that I fucked everything up.
Because
I
you're
did.
so worried you're going to fuck
Yeah.
something up because
And
we're
I
so
fucking did.
conditioned, everything has to be
You're
perfect. And
conditioned.
then everyone grows up feeling not good enough.
That's exactly what happened. And then but then that's what again led me to conscious parenting and being able to conscious parent coach. So it all aligns. So you've now become a conscious parent. You know that. And that's a perfect example of, you know, we're going to have chaos. They are children. They are not meant to be disciplined harshly. They
They're
need discipline.
free.
Yeah, they're free. They need boundaries. They
They're
need positive.
organic.
Yeah, they need discipline without damage. They need all of that, and they need to be learning from us. But we need to try and enjoy the journey rather than be in the shit show of it, because that's what I was. I was like, this is stressful. This is a
You know,
lovely
I
day.
said to my brother the other night, because I know they need all those things, but there's only one reason they need it, and that's to fit into a society that we've created and need
100%.
them to continue to sustain it.
100%. Yeah.
So we have now, we're a collective, like neither
Yeah.
you nor I individually created this. We all
Mm-hmm.
did.
Mm-hmm.
This society operates in a specific way. And
Mm-hmm.
now, sadly, we have to take these kids
Yep.
and enforce all those things that you just mentioned so that
Yep.
they can be productive in the society. Because if we don't, well, we potentially are also doing them a disservice. But
Yep.
I said to my brother the other night, you know, it's so funny if you think about it that our kids are free, they laugh, they run, they joke,
Yeah.
they loud, they play. We as adults come in and we put structure, discipline,
Yeah.
boundaries, stop school, sport, and it sucks the light
It does.
right out of them.
It does.
And who are the people that's doing it? A whole bunch of adults being
Yeah.
fucking miserable, hating,
Totally.
but we're trying to get them to structure into the life that we're hating at the moment
It sounds
while
ridiculous.
they are perfect because all they do is 80% of the
Yes.
time kids are happy.
I
I keep
know.
hearing it's going to change, but like
Oh,
right now I look at my kids and I'm like, you guys are playing Barbies, running around, giggling,
wicked.
and I have to go, it's school.
Oh, I hate that. I know.
And they've got to go sit down learning Oh, don't
Bullshit.
even.
Don't even get me.
Don't
That's enough.
even.
Don't even, because I was that person, right? But I was pressured because
So
I
was
felt like
I too, of course.
I thought I was a failure, so I had to do better for them, but indirectly screwed them up, right? So now, what I'm going to say to you to not be frightened is, of course, you're going to have bumps in the road, but I'm telling you, I reckon with my whole heart. I mean, I'm not
As much as you can.
as much as I can. You're doing this at such a beautiful age. You will stay connected to them through the chaos, right? So you will be well and truly aware in yourself that you are very happy with yourself, and you're not going to be triggered by someone else saying something about your child, or your child saying, I fucking hate your mum, right? You're going to go, okay, that's not nice, but I'm not going to be like, oh my God, you are already in line to help grow incredible humans with the work you've done for yourself, and you'll be doing with your children. And yes, they have to live in society and get a job, but it might not need to be a lawyer. It might not do, it just needs to be them.
I
Get
just always go off the fact that whatever emotional experience is happening right now is the most likely to continue in the future.
I'm that crystal ball. So that's
And
what happens.
so
And they become
in
teenagers.
every moment,
Yeah,
I try to just go, I'm not going to project anything onto the future because I really have no fucking idea.
totally.
But if as many moments as I possibly can, the energy in my house is medium to higher vibrational,
Great.
and even when it's lower vibrational, I bring love in. My
Oh,
kids go off. Like sometimes they throw the biggest tantrums
yeah.
and and I can't breathe. And then I just sit there with them and I just
Oh
like,
my gosh, you are
I sit
amazing.
and I say, do you want to cuddle? Wait
Yep.
for me. Kick,
Yeah.
kick, kick. And I
Yep.
say, if you want me to leave, just let me know.
Oh
No, I
my
want you
God.
to stay, but not say anything. Then I go, yep,
Yep.
I can remember. So
Yep.
that's fine. That's what I'll do.
You're
And then
doing
later
it.
on, I'll start like, making a little song up and they'll start singing
Yep.
in. And it's like if for 70% of what I'm experiencing living right now for myself is love and joy.
Yep.
And what I can see they are doing, I try to quash it as little as fucking possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then who's to say the future is going to be any different? Our future is created from the moments now.
Oh, you're so right. So right. But what you're explaining is what I have lived, experienced, and now certified to be able to support families. So what you're doing is exactly before I even got certified, I teach my parents all about this because I work with kiddos up for 10 years of age, is exactly what you just said. Quite
Beautiful.
constantly, I'm just like, it's okay for them to throw that pillow. Don't, but stay in their space. Don't touch them. Don't over talk. But it's miraculous. So for me, my combination of, obviously they've come to me for sleep, but the beauty of the sleep and behavioral stuff and the parents being able to regulate better, the whole household is so much better. And these kids are all under 10. And
Everything.
so if you've got this implementation now, your teenage years are going to be fine, right? Because the biggest thing is with teenagers, it's normal for them to want independence. It's normal for them to not want to be around mummy all the time, which we
I know.
personally,
Well, correct,
I
because we're
do.
ego driven then.
Totally.
My dad was. We
Totally.
were an extension of him, so he
Most,
couldn't be
most,
without us.
totally. And that's most parents, right? I was that and I didn't know I was that, right? And so the
Yeah.
journey and pain that we've been through and understanding, it's like actually,
It's
I
nothing to
need,
do with me.
yeah, I've got to let go. If she says she hates me and she, whatever, what ends up happening when you start regulating yourself and understanding all of these techniques and stuff, the kids can be kids, even at 17,
Yeah.
because it's normal. It's not about us. It's normal for them to stay in their rooms and listen to music and whatever, rather than, no, come out and you have to sit out here or, like, because we're
Yeah. It's that
conditioned to that.
control, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that
The
control. And the
fear.
more you control, the more
Yeah.
they'll want to pull away too.
That's
Just
what happens.
says my
And
mind.
totally. And control on reflection for me, because, I have a kind heart, but the control was fear.
It is. It's fear
Fear.
that they're going to be bad. They're going to not
Totally.
make it.
Drug
They're not
addicts.
good enough.
Oh, out.
Yeah,
Totally.
drug addicts. I
Drug
have
addicts,
that. Yeah.
drug addict prostitutes. I mean, that's where everyone's brain goes. I mean, fucking hell, like really? And that was a whole lot of my journey too. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's probably not going to happen because they've got parents in their life like they have. So chill the fuck out, Donna, and just let them be teenagers or, so, and keep
Yeah.
working on myself. The more and calmer I get through these experiences, the joy, like I had a conversation with my youngest today. I had to pick her up because she's really down about what's going on. I can't share it because it's not my personal journey.
Fair enough.
And then I picked her up because normally I wouldn't either. I'm like, come on, suck it up, whatever. But she's emotionally not okay. And then I don't say that, but you know what I mean. I'm like, you're okay, baby.
I'm
And
different. I'm taking tomorrow off for my daughter to take her to
it's
Horseland and to
great, but that I have
karaoke.
done that. I have done that, but
Yeah,
I'm new at this. I'm only
yeah,
2 years into this, remember? So I'm like
yeah,
still healing and
yeah,
learning. But I did go pick her up.
yeah,
And I had such a good conversation that wasn't telling her anything, wasn't expecting anything from her,
yeah.
but it
You were
was,
just there.
yeah. And I just said, my darling, you are the youngest of a pretty chaotic family. All of these really beautiful conversations. And it was honestly such a glimmer. Like I and some days are tough, really tough still, but it comes back to my calmness. Even the chaos that's happening in my house, I'm calming it. I can
Because when
see
you're calm, you're connected. And let's be
totally,
honest, how many times when you've been upset did you
totally.
need someone to fix it? And
Oh,
how many
totally.
times did you just need someone to
Yeah,
not abandon you and to
yeah,
just sit with you
yeah,
and just
yeah.
be
Never
be
had that.
there with you?
Never had
you
that.
know
And I didn't
but
even have
that's
that.
what we
Yeah,
crave way more
totally.
than having the
As
I don't
humans.
want the emotion removed. I want you to validate it,
Yes.
and when I'm a kid, and I want you to not make me feel bad about having it,
Yeah.
and then I just want you to nurture me and hold me and
Yeah.
be there
Yeah.
with me
That's it.
through
Not
it,
fix it. Not fix
not
it.
fix it.
And so the thing is, the people that I've collected over my life that I love dearly could never give me that. Even my husband, who I
No,
love
I
dearly, and
know.
he's,
Same.
he's my biggest fan, and I love my
Mine isn't
husband.
my biggest fan. Like, we
No.
love each other dearly, but he just is he's a conservative South African man. So,
Oh,
like, he
yeah.
doesn't get any of this.
Yeah.
But in saying that, obviously, he's had to go through massive changes
He has.
himself, as I've
Yeah.
up leveled for what's okay with kids or not. And I
Yeah.
speak about it from an education perspective.
Totally.
Um, but yeah, he also he can't emotionally support
No,
me.
and neither can Dad. So I say biggest fan, not all the time, but I mean when the grit and guts of life, I'm sure he is. You're his team member. And the thing is, and I talk about this in marriage counselors and stuff like that, because I help relationships as well, is you're not going to be in the same book sometimes. Just don't get that narrative out of your head. But if there's that love and respect deep down, because sometimes you don't like at each other and you don't like or respect what they're saying, calm the farm, understand they're like that. You're the lighthouse as the mother and doing this journey. And if it is going to be a love that's going to withstand all of this, they will learn through being the lighthouse. But the biggest expectation is I can't expect him to do it or whatever. But when things happen, I can afterwards go, how did you feel about that? Did you,
Yeah, beautiful.
do you want to have maybe next time, maybe just walk away from that and do, and I bless him because he is an Aussie man and his dad's from Tonga and very traditional authoritarian parenting. And so he's had to learn and adjust. Three girls, bless him. It's been
Yeah.
hard on him.
It's
But
hard on all of us. Like,
yeah,
this is hard.
it's hard.
The biggest thing to just really know for anyone who listens is, like, really, if we can just get to that place that we're good enough,
Yes.
half the shit that shows up emotionally for us, the shame, the guilt,
Yeah.
that's what allows us to
Yeah.
project outwards things that doesn't serve. If we can just know how good enough we are, because our hearts are good and we are trying
Yes.
our best and we are showing up, it just
Yes.
takes the loadedness off.
It does. And it takes a little while to get there. So
It
that's where I feel we're
does.
at, which is great and will continue to grow. But people that are listening, if you've never heard of any of these conversations and it's interesting to
Yeah.
you, take that first step.
Yeah.
Reach out and get started because we've got this one life. And again, I keep saying I'm 50, but I'm saying that not out of an egotistical, but I'm like far out. I'm actually halfway past my life and I have lived a life. I'm very happy with the craziness of my life. But in a blink of your eye, I'm telling you, everyone, the older people used to tell me, but I'm like, oh my God, I've got so much more to do. I've got so much more healing to do. So it's a never ending journey. It's not an end point. Your end point is when you take the last breath here, but on earth, don't know where we go next time, but it's forever evolving.
Forever evolving. And I always say the goal is joy.
Totally. Yep.
Right?
And
Like,
sometimes,
there's all the emotions.
yep.
You're going to have all of them. But if you can have joy more often,
Oh, totally. And you're not going to have it all the time, everybody. Just
like,
hairy.
look at kids, those they
Yeah.
play. There's so much joy. And then there's those fights, sibling
Yeah.
fights. And it's like, you
Big
listen
fights.
to it and you're like,
Yeah.
because I've stopped intervening when they
Oh,
fight unless I've had to.
Yeah, because someone's going to whack someone.
I'm like, they can sort it out. And then when the one comes to me, I go, I have faith you can sort it out. When the other one comes, I'm like, I know you can sort it out.
Yeah, that's what I do
But
now.
they like fight, but then 10 minutes later, they're laughing again.
Yeah.
So the goal isn't not the fights. The goal isn't not the other energies. The goal is just a bit more fucking joy in this one life we've got. And laughter, happiness.
Totally. And don't fix everything. So that's what I always wanted to do, is fix. Don't fight. Don't talk to your sister like that. I ruined it. I screwed it up. Okay, we're coming out of that. But
have joy around that too.
Joy.
You know, like
totally.
welcome to being a human. We all are.
Yeah, that's right. Human experience. So just in a quick explanation, if people were wanting to work with you, which again, I'll give all the links and stuff, what would that look like? Can you work on Zoom anywhere in the world? Like run through.
So I've got clients. If you're in Perth, face to face always feels beautiful because I can hold you, not physically. It's a literal sort of statement.
If you want to be,
which absolutely obviously has that nurturing element to it, which is beautiful. But I've got so many clients that's online, and particularly because I moved from Queensland, so I'm still coaching people online through that. And obviously, you can obviously create still a really good, safety, secure, nurturing, even when it's online. So online, face-to-face, best places to jump onto my website, www.growandexpand.com.au. And like look at some reviews and some testimonials. Text me. Let's start off with a call first and just
get moving.
Get
moving to joy.
Get moving to joy. It's everywhere in us. It's everywhere around us. We just have to take our fear goggles off and put our joy goggles on.
And again, lived experience. I could be living in a really sad space currently, but I feel joy. I feel joy. And I'm like,
the duality.
It is. And it's taken a long while, but everything summarized is what you've tried to talk about today. So thank you so much. Oh, it's been beautiful. And probably we'll have you on again because there's so much to talk about. But so lovely to have met you. And I will see you again here in Perth because we'll be in the same spot. So thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks, Donna. Thanks so much for having me.
So if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave me a rating and review. I love reading all of your messages, so shoot me a DM over on Instagram. It is parentingcollective.au. I also offer a free 15-minute no obligation phone chat. If you'd like to book one, head over to my website www.parentingcollective.com.au and request one there. So try to remember to be kind to yourself and always know you're doing the best you can every day, no matter what your day is looking like. Until next time, much love.